Isaac wobbles towards the Gulf Coast. It's aiming at New Orleans. Will the levees hold? And what will happen along the 280 miles of the Gulf Coast under hurricane warnings tonight?
Officials say New Orleans is better prepared to withstand a storm like this than they were Katrina, but residents are nevertheless getting anxious as Hurricane Isaac prepares to come ashore.
ABC's Tamon Bradley is live in New Orleans, where they're expecting landfall tonight. He's got more for us.
Good afternoon. Hurricane Isaac is becoming better organized as it bears down on the southeastern part of Louisiana. There are hurricane warnings all in effect all along the Gulf Coast as the rain and wind begins to pick up, and those warnings are in effect including here in New Orleans. Isaac is now a Category 1 hurricane, and Louisiana is feeling its fury. Conditions are worsening, with the hurricane projected to make landfall tonight somewhere between New Orleans and the edge of the Florida Panhandle. This NASA image from the International Space Station captures Isaac's size as he bears down on the Gulf. Today, a stern warning from the White House.
Now's not the time to tempt fate. Now's not the time to dismiss official warnings. You need to take this seriously.
The biggest worry for Gulf states, punishing rainfall and storm surge.
The greatest danger for those not living in the immediate coastal areas may be an accumulation of strong hurricane and tropical storm force winds, as well as an accumulation of heavier than usual rainfall.
The hurricane could dump as much as 20 inches of rain, causing severe flooding in low-lying areas and beyond.
Isaac is not just going to be a coastal event. Inland flooding and maybe river flooding down the road.
Evacuations are underway in areas along Isaac's path. Gerald Prosper, a survivor of Hurricane Katrina, boarded up, loaded up.
Clothes, deeds, insurance papers.
And headed out. Here in New Orleans, there's anxiety about the city's levees. In the 7 years since Katrina, $14 billion have been spent on flood protection. This pump at the 17th Street Canal, where a major breach occurred in 2005, is designed to push water back into Lake Pontchartrain. Over the next 24 hours, it will face a big test. Along the Gulf Coast, there is enormous worry that Isaac will spawn dangerous tornadoes and storm surges of up to 12 feet. Reporting live in New Orleans, Tamon Bradley, ABC News. Back to you.
All right, Tamon, thank you so much for that live report. I wonder, obviously, some people probably just getting out of the state, but are others seeking safety in shelters in New Orleans?
Well, you know, it's really interesting. We actually checked with the shelters here in New Orleans, and so far there are not a lot of people there. That's probably because city officials and the mayor of New Orleans told people that they should have a plan. They shouldn't count on city facilities like the convention center or the Superdome like last time in Hurricane Katrina. They don't want to see that happening. But all around the Gulf Coast, though, that's not the case. The Red Cross says there's about 800 people in shelters in 10 states. And we'll see if those numbers continue to grow as this storm bears down, as it seems like it's really beginning to start right now.
Yeah, I can see that by even looking at the pictures of you there, Tamon. Also, new information tonight, I understand, about the economic impact of this storm. What can you tell us about that angle tonight?
Yeah, that's right. 93% of the oil production in the Gulf has been shut down. That is more than 1 million barrels a day. We've already seen that gas prices have gone up since we started to get warnings about Isaac when it was forming. Also, the tourism industry is beginning to feel the effects. There are a number of airports closed. The New Orleans airport, it didn't even open up today. And the biggest hotel here in New Orleans, the Hilton, they already have guests in the hotel, but they're saying that they're being very careful about taking local residents because they don't want a lot of people here. But nonetheless, if they don't have the tourists and they don't have the local residents who might be seeking shelter, they're losing money. So this storm is already having an enormous financial impact.
Yeah, they always do. Tamon Bradley reporting from New Orleans. Thank you so much, Tamon, for the live report tonight.